Dozens of sharks that washed up on the western shore of Mobile Bay are gone today, but folks are still wondering what brought them there and what killed them.
A relaxing day at the beach turned into something unexpected.
Humans now kill 80 million sharks per year.
And it's not only the sharks that are going, it's the big fish.
The sharks are going to be gone. They're going to be gone in a decade or two.
What beats the apex predators deep in the oceans? And how do they end up on beaches? Let's find the truth to these mysteries through the eyes of the researchers. From sharks to whales, dolphins to squids washing ashore, tag along to know what happened to marine life in the depths that shocked the whole world.
What the f***ing hell is that?
Mobile Bay Mystery. Till today, the exact cause of the mass stranding of marine animals remains unknown. And here's another mystery that shocked the whole Mobile Bay. Residents and vacationers on Bel Air Boulevard near Dolphin Island Parkway woke to a shocking sight of nearly 100 bull sharks washed up on the beach.
We saw a lot of stuff flopping in it. Yeah, they were alive this morning.
Sharks lay scattered across the sand, leaving everyone with plenty of questions and no answers. Locals then came up with the reasons, suggesting that the sharks might have been caught in gill nets, a theory supported by witnesses who saw nets filled with flopping fish. Well, the Dolphin Island Sea Lab collected 57 bull sharks for inspection, but with their shark expert away, the mystery remains. What brought these sharks to shore, and what ended them? For now, the answers remain unknown, leaving the community in suspense. Chatham Beach Rescue. Great white sharks are known as the ocean's top predators, but these courageous individuals chose to prioritize the shark's life over safety concerns. On a serene morning along the shores of Chatham, Massachusetts, beachgoers were greeted not by the usual calm waves, but by an unexpected sight. A great white shark stranded and struggling for life. Don't worry, guys, as a group of quick-thinking rescuers quickly sprang into action. They all worked tirelessly to save the majestic creature. They all united in a daring effort to return the shark to its ocean home, conveying a collective sigh of relief swept through the crowd. So, what could have been an unexpected end became a remarkable display of human compassion. Breaching of Australian whales. Whale strandings near Australia aren't uncommon, but they never fail to surprise us. Well, on July 27, 2023, nearly 100 whales found themselves stuck on an Australian beach. Beachgoers, when witnessing this heartbreaking scene, couldn't control themselves and began a rescue operation. Over 100 wildlife experts and 250 volunteers came to the scene, and with their tireless efforts, successfully saved half of the pod. Scientists weren't really sure what made these marine animals washed ashore, but they suggested that their breaching could be due to stress and illness within their pod. However, the exact reason for their breaching remains a mystery till today. Kindness prevails. Not only whales and sharks, but sometimes dolphins fall victim to nature's whims. On the morning of March 5, 2012, beachgoers at Areal do Cabo, Brazil, were enjoying their time by the sea when a sudden high tide brought 30 dolphins onto the shore, stranding them all in a miserable state. But here's the interesting part. The beachgoers couldn't stand to see the dolphins suffer. With incredible teamwork, they all rushed to help, working together to save the stranded dolphins. And surprisingly, in no time, every dolphin was safely back in the water. Squid invasion.
What the hell is that?
On December 11, 2012, Santa Cruz County beaches turned into a strange sight as hundreds of Humboldt squid washed ashore. Beachgoers were left utterly surprised, watching these deep-sea creatures strand themselves during high tide. people tried to help, tossing the squid back into the water. But they kept swimming back to shore, all confused and disoriented. Here comes the question. Why were they showing such behavior? Well, let me answer that. Scientists found that these juvenile squid, about 1.5 feet long, had full bellies from eating smaller squid, and some even ate each other. After extensive research, they concluded that toxic algae could be the culprit, possibly ingested by the squid through their food. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. This mass stranding leaves me wondering how such mysterious and often sad incidents can occur in our oceans. Unexpected heroes. On a sunny day along America's shoreline, beachgoers were suddenly drawn to an unusual sight: a shark stranded helplessly on the beach. It was a scene that stirred both concern and urgency among the crowd. Without a moment's hesitation, they became united. With determined teamwork, they grasped the shark's tail and tirelessly worked to guide it back into the ocean. With each step closer to the ocean, their spirits lifted. And finally, with a collective cheer, they watched the shark swim away into the deep blue. 2010 Ocean Tragedy. Back in 2010, a shocking sight revealed along Vila Nova de Gabia beach in northern Portugal. Thousands of lifeless octopuses sprawled across a 5-mile stretch, marking an environmental disaster. As a precaution, officials warned people not to consume these octopuses. Since the cause of their demise was unclear, eating them could pose significant risks. You won't believe it, but even today, the reason behind their mass stranding remains a mystery, surprising both locals and authorities. This incident, however, shows the need for balance in marine ecosystems to handle such unexpected challenges. Small act, big impact. Sometimes your small acts of compassion can make a big difference, guys, and this video is proof. When a beachgoer, while returning from a kayaking tour, spotted a young Bengola dolphin stranded on the beach, he immediately decided to act. The cause of the whale's stranding remained unclear. It was probably coming too close to the shore while searching for a meal. Well, assessing the situation and acting carefully, he lifted the dolphin and carried it back to the ocean. Once in the water, the dolphin began swimming strongly and disappeared into the deep, making the moment really pleasant for the beachgoers. 7-ton teamwork. Sometimes even a crane isn't enough to rescue a stranded animal on the beach. This happened on an Argentinian beach when the 7-ton marine mammal found itself stranded on a beach in Mar del Tuy, 350 kilometers southeast of Buenos Aires. Beachgoers immediately called for a crane to assist, hoping it could return the huge humpback to the ocean. But oops, even the crane couldn't manage the task alone. That's when the beachgoers stepped in to help. After a 28-hour rescue operation involving the crane, a tugboat, and 30 volunteers working together, they successfully sent the humpback back to its home in the sea. Race against time. Images capturing the shallow waters of Tasmania crowded with scores of these majestic, slick black mammals struggling for space. Happened in September 2020. It was a sight unseen on such a scale in Tasmania for over a decade. Surprisingly, approximately 380 whales were found stuck on the beach, marking it one of Australia's largest recorded whale strandings. Watching the dire scene, rescue teams worked tirelessly to save the beached whales and successfully guide 50 back to deeper waters. This incident, however, made the marine experts really worried, yet puzzled, and made them do research on the exact reasons of animals' mass stranding. Dolphin strandings. In another sad event in March 2023, at Sea Isle City, New Jersey, 8 dolphins were discovered stranded on the beach. Rescuers and concerned locals began working tirelessly and were captured pouring buckets of seawater on the dolphins to keep them alive. Sadly, their efforts couldn't prove fruitful, and the dolphins' carcasses were then transported to the Marine Mammal Stranding Center for necropsies to determine the cause of this heartbreaking event, which sadly hasn't been revealed yet. Golden Bay Mystery. Beachgoers on Golden Bay in New Zealand were in for a surprise when their peaceful stroll turned into a dramatic sight. A pod of 39 stranded pilot whales were lying there, all stranded on the shore. In no time, the rangers came to the rescue and, with their daring efforts, released 27 whales back to their home. Meanwhile, others were deemed too far up the beach to be rescued. Later on, conservation officials reported the sad news, revealing that the whales were first spotted near the shore a day. October heroism. This is how humanity reacts whenever marine animals need them. In October 2017, some beachgoers saw a moment of a baby humpback whale washed ashore, who later on was stranded there in a helpless state. Well, the beachgoers quickly stepped in to save the stranded animal. They used ropes and teamwork to help move the baby whale back into the water. As the whale slowly swam back out to sea, the crowd erupted in excitement. And I really hope this moment has brightened your day. Santa Maria shock. Residents of Santa Maria Island in Chile's southern region were startled one Sunday night by a strange sight. Masses of mollusks blanketing the sand like a slimy film. The overwhelming number of squid washed ashore has sparked health concerns among locals. While it's normal for some marine life to wash up during this time of the year, the sheer volume of squid this season was really unusual. Experts believe this mass stranding might be due to upwelling, where colder, nutrient-rich waters rise and displace warmer waters. Shockingly, this change reduces oxygen levels, which could lead to the demise of marine creatures like squid. So that's the reason we never know how alarming and mysterious our oceans can become. Turtle freed. Amidst the stormy turmoil of Hurricane Lane in August 2018, something remarkable happened on Wakakiki's Kamani Beach, a tale of human kindness and marine rescue. While many were bracing for the hurricane's impact, some beachgoers noticed a distressed green sea turtle entangled in a fishing line. Quickly, they all united, contacting the turtle stranding hotline. With steady hands and quick thinking, they carefully untangled the turtle from the fishing line, freeing it from around its mouth, neck, and flippers. A cheer went up as they set the turtle free back into the ocean. Stranded squids. Have you ever walked along a beach and came across a mysterious scene? That's exactly what happened near La Jolla in San Diego in 2011, when a guy was walking along the beach in San Diego. And suddenly hundreds of squids, not carcasses but alive, washed ashore. A small wave came in, leaving them all stranded. Even the lifeguards were scratching their heads, as this was a first for them. People tried to help by tossing them back into the waves, but they kept coming back. This sight begs for an explanation. What could have caused this sudden invasion of squid? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. Lucky turtle. In this video, witness a touching sight amidst the remote beaches that unfolded as a sea turtle struggled upside down, stranded and vulnerable under the hot sun. But luckily, it was not this turtle's time yet, as he was spotted by these kind souls. Witnessing this urgent situation, they put in efforts to assist the struggling sea creature, fueled by a deep respect for nature. With gentle attention and determination, the turtle was carefully freed, offering a second chance at survival. It's a touching reminder of our duty to protect these majestic creatures and preserve their natural habitats for generations to come. Amazing rescue. In this heartwarming incident on the shores of Negros Oriental Province in the Philippines, locals came together to rescue a stranded sea turtle. Naomi Ramirez, alerted by her dog's barking, discovered the 70-kilogram turtle trapped in a shallow rock pool after rough seas from recent storms. Unable to move the massive turtle alone, she patiently waited for help from local fishermen and residents who arrived at sunrise. Together, they assessed the turtle's condition, finding it unharmed, and carefully carried it back to the ocean. Cheers and applause filled the air as the turtle swam away. Truly a touching moment of community effort and compassion for marine life. Toxins or disease? Suppose you have arrived at the beach, all excited to spend the best time of your life. But oops, ended up catching an unbelievable scene of thousands of lifeless seals washed ashore. Yes, this incident happened off Nimbai's coast on October 23, 2020. A peninsula famous for its lively seal colony and playful dolphins turned into an unexpected graveyard for these young seals. Off the serene shores of Namibia's Pelican Point, a conservationist noticed the distressing sight while flying his drone over Walvis Bay on a bright October day. The seal pups, usually expected eagerly in late November, suffered because their main food source, fish, had moved away. Scientists also suspected toxins or diseases might have contributed, but investigations are needed to confirm this sad incident's cause. Sandy Hook Mystery. Sandy Hook Bay in February 2023 witnessed a rare and somber moment when 3 lifeless dolphins washed ashore. They were found in very shallow water, drawing a crowd of concerned beachgoers. Some even tried to push the dolphins back into deeper water, hoping to save them, but in vain. However, the Marine Mammal Stranding Center advised against this, suggesting that pushing them back would not help the dolphins, and they would likely wash up again elsewhere. So, all of these 3 dolphins became the victim of nature's wrath after becoming stranded. The Marine Mammal Stranding Center took them in, trying to understand and learn from this unfortunate incident. And the reason that why they ended up in such shallow water remains unknown. Rapid deterioration. Here's another sad incident of 8 dolphins washing ashore New Jersey's beach. Workers from the Marine Mammal Stranding Center quickly arrived at the scene and began their rescue operation. Sadly, the dolphins were in bad shape, and the team's veterinarian suggested that returning these dolphins to the ocean would only delay the inevitable. So, for all of them, seeing these beautiful creatures in worse condition was really heartbreaking, but the humane choice was made to end their pain. Mysterious occurrence. What you're witnessing now is not a common occurrence, but rather the mass stranding of around 2,500 seals along the Caspian Sea coast in southern Russia. This troubling situation made the locals rush to the scene. Initially, reports indicated 700 seals had been affected, and further investigation revealed a much higher number. Experts were surprised because these seals, classified as endangered for over 10 years, did not show signs of harm. Samples have been taken to labs to determine the cause. Moreover, there were 3 such incidents reported in 2022 alone. What could have led to this event? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Could it be environmental factors, human activities, or something else entirely? Unexpected encounter. Off the wild coast of King Island in Tasmania, another heartbreaking incident happened as at least 14 sperm whales were found stranded. They were all young males, and sadly, they had already passed away before washing ashore. Everyone who came across this sad scene expressed that it was really tough to see. The incident left a heavy feeling on the island, with many feeling shaken by seeing these majestic creatures stuck and lifeless on the beach. Just as the news spread, experts and volunteers rushed to figure out why this happened, telling everyone how vulnerable marine life can be in our oceans. Lake Ellesmere shock. Now witness this scene from March 2023. Just like me, you must be thinking it's unreal. A chilling scene of thousands of eels scattered across the beach, a sight that defies belief. A mass stranding of eels occurred near Lake Ellesmere, 60 kilometers from Christchurch. Thousands of eels were washed ashore during stormy weather and high tides, shocking the community. However, the farm owner blamed the damaged seawall for the tragedy, which he had warned Environment Canterbury about before the storm hit. Despite efforts to relocate some eels to the sea, sadly many perished on dry land. I believe that this incident stressed the need to repair the seawall and maintain it properly to prevent such incidents. Starfish frozen in time. One crisp morning in March 2018, beachgoers strolling along Dumpton Gap Beach in Broadstairs were met with a haunting sight. Thousands of starfish lay scattered along the shoreline. A concerned local, while walking his dog, witnessed this eerie spectacle. According to him, the once lively creatures now appeared frozen in time and with their delicate forms. They were making a stark contrast against the sandy shore. Well, this unusual stranding left everyone puzzled and sad, much like the mysterious whale strandings near Australia. Back to the waves. On July 2015, sunny day in Destin, Florida, two brothers came across an unusual sight. A massive 10-foot hammerhead shark stranded on the beach. They quickly noticed the fishing hooks embedded deep in its mouth, remnants of a fierce struggle with fishing lines. Without hesitation, they sprang into action and carefully removed the hooks to free the distressed creature. As each hook came out, the shark grew stronger. Together, they guided it back into the surf, where it swam away into the waves. Folly Beach aftermath. Here's another starfish mass stranding that happened in South Carolina. Well, in October 2022, visitors to Folly Beach were greeted by a surprising and eerie sight in the days following Hurricane Ian. Thousands of starfish lay stranded along the sandy shore, a startling aftermath of the storm. Soon, social media buzzed with photos and videos capturing this unusual event. The South Carolina Department of Natural Resources explained that while rare, starfish strandings can happen when strong onshore winds from storms churn up the seafloor. Beachgoers were left both fascinated and saddened, feeling helpless as they witnessed the impact of nature's fury on these delicate creatures. Beach turned red. Beaches are known for their surprises, but sometimes they present scenes that are both big and shocking. In March 2013, Chile's coastline became the stage for an unusual event. Thousands of dead prawns mysteriously washed ashore, turning the beach red. Authorities were left baffled, investigating what could have caused such a phenomenon. Sadly, the exact reason hasn't been revealed yet. Red crab invasion. Now, imagine a red carpet, but it's not for celebrities, it's for crabs. Thousands upon thousands of red crabs have invaded Southern California beaches, from San Diego all the way up to Newport Beach. This unusual phenomenon is linked to unusually warm ocean temperatures, about 4 to 7 degrees above normal. Scientists suspected this warming is part of a major shift in Pacific Ocean weather patterns, pushing these crabs far from their usual homes. Oceanic imbalance. Amidst the serene beaches of southern Brazil in August 2021, a shocking scene revealed dozens of penguin carcasses line the shores, leaving experts and beachgoers utterly surprised. These adorable birds, known for their resilience in icy waters, now lay lifeless on the sands of Balneário Gavato and Balneário Ara de Selva, separated by just 15 miles. The discovery came during a routine survey by a marine conservation group. Shockingly, out of the 59 penguins found, only 10 clung to life, but were extremely weak. Despite efforts to save them, the lack of nearby facilities dashed hopes of their survival. That's why fragile balance is essential in our oceans, where even resilient creatures like penguins can face mysterious ends. Pilot whale stranding. On a sunny July day in Georgia back in 2019, beachgoers were taken aback when several pilot whales found themselves stranded on the shore. For them, it was a heartbreaking sight as these majestic creatures struggled helplessly. People from all around gathered, united by a shared concern to help. With sheer determination, they all worked tirelessly to send the whales back into the ocean.
Oh my goodness.
Their efforts proved fruitful, as eventually most of the whales were guided to safety, giving them all sighs of relief. It's incredible how communities come together to give these magnificent animals another chance at life in the deep blue sea, showing that when humans unite for a cause, miracles can happen. Rios Stingray mystery. As the sun rose over Rio de Janeiro on April 12, 2023, an unsettling sight greeted the locals. Dozens of lifeless stingrays strewn across the beach.
Now, dozens of dead stingrays appeared on a beach in Rio de Janeiro this week.
Some fishermen were the first to notice the eerie sight early in the morning. And expectantly, it was a scene that sparked both confusion and concern among the community. One resident described how the news spread quickly, drawing attention and even the curious eyes of vultures. Not only this, but one seasoned fisherman voiced the collective sadness, reflecting on how unprecedented this mass stranding of stingrays was for their shores. And just like other mass stranding mysteries, the answer of why these creatures met such fate remains a mystery. Sandy Beach Rescue. On Sandy Beach in New Jersey, beachgoers witnessed a heartbreaking sight: a stranded dolphin struggling to return to the water but unable to do so. They couldn't stand by and watch, so they sprang into action. One quick-thinking individual grabbed a beach towel and used it to carefully guide the stranded mammal from the sand back into the water. Working together, they ensured the dolphin had a fighting chance to swim back to safety. Strolling along a beach, this kind encountered a surprising sight: stranded pufferfish, vulnerable after evading gulls by inflating themselves. This unique fish, known for its defense mechanism, found itself high and dry, struggling to return to the safety of the ocean. With careful hands and a gentle touch, this guy carefully lifted the pufferfish, mindful of its delicate state. Guided by compassion for those fascinating creatures, he ensured it was safely returned to the water, where it swiftly swam away, its spiky body disappearing into the depths. But why was that so satisfying, huh? Stranded starfish. In a striking event along Margate Beach in Kent, England, thousands of starfish have washed ashore, urging local authorities to issue warnings about potential health risks. The stark scene, discovered in March 2024, shows the aftermath of stormy weather, a phenomenon not uncommon along coastal areas. Dr. Angus Jackson from the Marine Conservation Society explained that such strandings occur periodically, where starfish may become stranded due to natural currents and conditions. Despite the unfortunate sight of the deceased creatures, efforts are underway to monitor and assess the environmental impact while urging beachgoers to avoid handling them. Beached jellyfish. If you were at Jacksonville Beach, you probably had to dodge hundreds of jellyfish. In April 2019, Jacksonville area beaches saw an unusual sight when hundreds of cannonball jellyfish washed ashore, urging yellow flags to fly. According to Jacksonville Beach lifeguards, jellyfish are a common concern around this time of year, often brought in by southerly tides. A local resident captured a photo showing a couple hundred jellyfish dotting the shoreline. Cannonball jellyfish, known for their gentle nature and minimal sting, frequently get tangled in fishing nets without posing significant harm to humans, as noted by the Conservation Institute. Mysterious invaders. In a strange occurrence, mysterious and blue creatures blanketed the U.S. beaches from Oregon to California. These alien-like blue creatures washed up on the rocky beaches, intriguing and captivating the beachgoers. Now, you might be wondering about their origin. Let me tell you. These are actually Velia velia, also known as by the wind sailors. These tiny colonies of hydrozoa organisms drift across the ocean's surface, propelled by the wind. Despite their appearance, they're safe to humans, feeding on fish larvae and zooplankton with their stinging tentacles. Their brilliant blue color may serve as both camouflage against predators and protection from UV rays. Beach Takeover. An unusual sight occurred along a sandy beach when the beachgoers found a huge number of jellyfish scattered along the shoreline. They may look odd, almost like gelatin sweets or jelly blobs, but these are real creatures of the sea. Jellyfish often get washed ashore by the tides, patiently waiting for the waves to return so they can glide back into the ocean. Their translucent bodies and delicate tentacles create an ethereal visual against the sandy backdrop. The sight of these jellyfish stranded on the beach until the tide returns truly shows the wonder and mystery of ocean life. Subscriber pick. Here's today's subscriber pick. Hundreds of sharks washed ashore. After some digging, I found out the harsh and cruel truth behind this huge shark die-off in Lombok, Indonesia. It's all because of one of the most wasteful industries humans have created. In places like Lombok, fishermen go out for weeks, catching as many sharks as they can. They bring these sharks to market where they're sold, often for their fins alone, which are then used in delicacies like shark fin soup, a status symbol in some cultures. Continued demand for shark fin soup, dumplings, and other shark fin dishes served in restaurants around the world perpetuates the practice of finning, resulting in an estimated 73 million sharks being killed each year for their fins alone. And let me tell you, if this continues, sharks could vanish within decades, leaving our oceans empty of these magnificent creatures. Imagine a world without these ocean giants. It's a scary thought, right? So we really need to act now to protect them. Let's turn our attention to this issue, spread awareness, and make a difference. The future of our oceans depends on it.